Ever have that one friend who loves something you know nothing about? Something you wish they could explain better? Well, this isn't that show. Welcome to Drunk Fandom, the show where we have a drunk host explain something they love to a sober guest who is clueless.
Drunk Fandom.
Drunk Fandom contains swears and other not safe for work content. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. The Fierce Ferrets do not condone excessive drinking, but if you do, please drink responsibly. Enjoy the show!
Hey everybody, welcome to Drunk Fandom, Kamen Rider. Now you may be wondering, Kamen Rider, where's the pun? R-Y-E, like a rye whiskey. You can't escape the puns. They're coming for you. It's your boy Gittles, here with one of the patented Twins Play brothers. This is Twins Play 401, and they are responsible for the nickname Gittles. Both of them. I give them equal credit.
Yes, yes you should.
So, Twins, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking Smirnoff whipped cream vodka because I'm a lightweight, and I've never really gotten drunk before except for this time, and this is great. I'm loving this.
Oh, I'm glad that, we could help you understand the joys of alcohol.
Oh boy, that's strong. And I found a good combination. Whipped cream vodka and lemon brisk.
Like the iced tea?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds delicious. Well,
It
vodka...
is quite good.
Vodka is the neutral base for everything. You can just have...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, because it's just like it tastes just like fire water. Just tastes like fire.
Oh,
you
it burns so good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. All right, so...
But the whipped cream is good.
So, we're going to be talking about Kamen Rider this episode, and I'm going to be real, I don't know anything about Kamen Rider. To my knowledge, it's like Super Sentai, or it's something that inspired Power Rangers. It's really Japanese and extra from what I've seen GIFs of it, and I'm like, wow, that looks kind of like Power Rangers.
Kind of, not really, because Super Sentai spawned Power Rangers, but Kamen Rider is its own dang thing.
Okay, I didn't know that. What is the main difference?
Well, okay, Super Sentai is basically, like super team. Sentai is team. Kamen Rider is basically its own thing. Like it's like you have Super Sentai as a full hero, like a full team of heroes.
Oh, okay.
Kamen Rider is one hero.
Okay, well that's really interesting to know. I never knew that it's just based on the number of people. That's really cool.
Well, it's not really number based, but it's more of just like you have. Like okay, if you had the Red Ranger do his own show.
Yeah. So basically it is still number based. Just anything above 1 is Super Sentai, but Kamen Rider is one or less. So I guess less would just be a show about just like an item just sitting there for 30 minutes.
Technically, because because each series of Kamen Rider actually has more than one writer in it, but the main thing is the one writer in it.
All right. So I'm done. I'm done like pulling your anime wheels where you're like, this guy.
It's kind of what it is, but it's not. But it is.
All right, I'm drinking coffee so that I can.
You're drinking coffee?
Yeah.
You didn't even Irish up that coffee. I'll give you some.
I wish. Yeah, no. I got to be the sober one this time.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
yeah, okay.
where do we begin with Kamen Rider?
Well, originally Kamen Rider started way back in like the where's the first one? I had the notes here and I was all prepared and now I've lost it. 1971 was the first Kamen Rider. And that is the old, like, if you've ever seen him, he's like, but he's got like a green suit, a belt, and he's got a bug looking helmet. Because all the Kamen Riders, basically, they kind of are based around bugs, kind of, sort of. Like, all the Kamen Riders have that same motif where they got the big eyes on the helmet.
Okay, so Kamen Rider is all about bugs, while Power Rangers was all about dinosaurs.
In the beginning, but then Kamen Rider started, it's like bugs kind of got stale, and then they moved on to like some other themes.
All right.
But they all kept that motif in the suits because we've got the Showa. There were two different generations of Kamen Rider. There was the Showa era, and this is to do with the actual Japanese dynasties going on in the royalty. So when the Showa era ended, they switched over to the Heisei era. So there was like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 riders in the Showa era, and there's currently 20 in the Heisei era.
So this is one of those times where I'd be like, this was all Greek to me, but in this instance, it's all Japanese to me.
Basically, when the king changed, they changed they introduced a new season, or a new era of riders.
So my question is, does the starting point for this take place in like a modern Japan, or is this like an old school Chinese dynasty with, you know?
Well, okay. Here's
Japanese, the thing. Whatever setting it's in.
This is actually the really cool part, and this is why I love Kamen Rider, because you can jump into any season and start fresh, because every season is its own contained story.
Oh, that's good.
It's not a continuation. Technically.
I mean, there's probably like little Easter eggs and nods here and there, but...
Well, there's every rider, especially in the Heisei era, is canon with each other. Like Kabuto shows up in episodes of Kiva, or Deno shows up in certain places and stuff like that. But there are certain riders, like, I will go to the Heisei era just because it's the easiest to do. Right. Kuga was the first series in the Heisei era. He was just a rider fighting these monsters, the Grongi, and he himself was harnessing the powers of the Grongi, sort of. So
what did the Grongi look like? Because I have this image in my head that they're the Gorons from Legend of Zelda.
Close. They're all animal-based, but some of them do look like you do get some of them that were like big, bulky, and kind of almost rock-looking.
Oh my god, I can't believe I called that.
You kind of did. Did.
I've legit never seen any of this, so...
Yeah, I think I can send you a pic, but...
yeah.
What do you
got? How do you spell Grondi?
Grongi.
Like...
G-R-O... Grongi. Yeah, there you go. G-R-O-N-G-I, I believe.
I love that I'm asking a drunk person to spell.
I know. I'm sitting here thinking. Hold on. Wait. No. Yes. No. No. I was completely wrong. It's G-U-R-O-N-G-I.
Okay. Yeah. No, you were completely wrong.
I was way off. So, anyway, they had the series of Kuga, and then the next series after that was Agito, which was basically a mulligan, because it's basically a sequel to Kuga, but also its own standalone story, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, I don't think that's what a mulligan is. Go on.
Basically, it's a second season, but it's also a redo. And I don't know.
Wait. Is this like Western stuff, like comics, where they're like, we got to reboot?
Yeah, kind of. It's really weird and hard to explain.
Okay, so the definition of a mulligan is in a informal golf, an extra stroke allowed after a poor shot, not counted on the scorecard, or a stew made from odds and ends of food. So, is this show a stew? And if so, is it delicious?
I think it would be, because I actually enjoyed Agito. Agito was kind of fun, because they brought in the G3 system and a lot of weird stuff like that, like robot cops and all that stuff.
What is going on with the show? Robot cops?
Well, okay, long story short, they developed the police force in the show were trying to fight the Grongi, but they don't have the same powers as Agito, so they developed their own, like, RoboCop suit, basically, to try and fight the Grongi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're under this wonderful fiction that a government was like, wow, these cops need more money to get gear to fight these mystical beings.
Exactly.
Let's just write a blank check.
Exactly. It's like, boy, these guns really don't work against these guys.
So guns don't work against the Grongi.
Well, I mean, they hit them. They do that little explosion thing that happens with every bullet in every show ever. Because
you mean like
bullets
the little
explode.
sparks?
Yeah, the sparks.
Is that in this as well? Like the sparks?
Oh, it's in. Kamen Rider has a bunch of those stupid effects where like stuff ricochets and explosions and all that stuff. It's all there.
Like instead of like blood seeping out, like I've seen like in Power Rangers, like they'll swing with a sword or something, and then sparks will come out, and I'm like, so they were made of sparks the entire time.
They do have that, but some of them do actually have blood.
Oh wow,
Yeah, they do actually have people dying too.
Oh wow, this actually sounds way more hardcore.
Oh, it is. Like I'm trying to think. Like in the recent stuff, like I'm trying to think of the number of riders that have actually died. Actually, I can talk about that because in the Heisei era, the Kamen Rider Ghost was another series. The main hero in it dies in the first episode.
It's like the whole season all about like flashbacks.
He's dead. He's dead, and he comes back as Kamen Rider Ghost, harnessing the powers of ghosts and legendary icons.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the weirdest thing because that series gets so weird, and they never explain
anything.
Like, well, they kind of do, but the way they explain it, I don't care. We can talk about spoilers, right?
Well, that's what the whole show is about. Yeah, so
good,
you're free
awesome.
to spoil.
Good, awesome. So basically, long story short, for Kamen Rider Ghost, the main hero dies. He comes back with the power of Kamen Rider Ghost, and he harnesses the powers of icons, which are these little tiny little, like eyeball-shaped blocks, I guess, like little
toy
horrifying. Things. That
wait. Are they eyeball-shaped or are they actual
shaped.
Eyeball?
No,
okay.
They're eyeball-shaped. They're round and they have
okay. Because when I thought he was just throwing eyeballs at people, and I'm like, that's fucked up. Don't do that.
No. He basically what he did. He harnesses the powers of those things, and all the icons are based off of legendary figures. Robin Hood, Nobunaga, Musashi, stuff like that.
I like how we got the one English guy in there, and the rest are all Japanese folklore.
Oh no, there's Mozart too. There's a bunch of them.
Why is Mozart an icon?
He's a legendary figure. He created beautiful music that changed lots of people. Like the music scene in general. What do we got? Okay, I'm gonna get you the list of the icons just because we've got. Oh God, where is it?
So are icons just basically real life patrons?
Yes, they're real life people. It's Musashi, Edison, Robin Hood, Newton, which Sir Isaac Newton, Beethoven, Billy the Kid, Benkai, Goemon, Ryoma, and Himiko.
We got a lot in there.
Yes.
Some of them are dicks too.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm looking at you, Edison.
Edison's a little bit of a nut bar, but it's fine. It's fine. But okay, so back to the story.
Yeah.
He comes back. He gets killed off by one of the Gamma, which is apparently a ghost. In the beginning of the show, they're just ghosts. Okay, they're just monster ghosts that come and start attacking people. Later on, you find out that they're not actually ghosts. I knew you were going to do some stupid ghost pun. So they're ghosts, but later on you find out that they're not actually ghosts. They're beings from another dimension that are coming over through like a wormhole type situation to try and take over our world because their world is dying. And it turns out that the whole ghosts, quote unquote, were no ghosts, but just beings from another dimension. So none of the ghost like spiritual aspects were actually real, but he died in the beginning, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like if he actually died, why did he come back? I guess he got like sucked into the Wi-Fi internet of this whole alternate dimension thing.
So that's all you need to do in this setting to survive death is to be sucked into the Wi-Fi internet? And then you get spit out as like a ghost hero?
I guess it's just very weird, and it never really gets explained if he was actually dead or if it was just like some weird like alternate thing. I don't know. It's just very weird. It wasn't a very good show. I mean, like, it left a lot to be explained.
Yeah, I get you.
But the best series by far that I love hands down, and the one I will explain a lot of because I know a lot of it, X-Aid.
Okay, X-Aid. Let's start with X-Aid then.
Okay, so just from the name, what do you think Kamen Rider X-Aid is?
I think it is about one Kamen Rider who has like an intense rivalry with another more edgier Kamen Rider, but they have to work together and do like some sort of X strike to beat the bad guy. You know, like that Chrono Trigger move.
Okay, yes, but that's generally what happens with most riders. Like, okay, a lot of the riders, you get like the main hero, and then you get the edgy, like alternate rider, the secondary rider, that's sometimes either quote unquote evil, or he's just a douchebag, or he's like trying to reach the same goal as you.
So basically, Deku and Bakugo from My Hero.
Yes, I will say yes because I have no idea about My Hero.
Well, that's like a trope. That's why, like, when people ask me, like, what do you think this is about? This is about. I'm like, I'm a writer. Let's look at the tropes. Let me be a spoil sport.
let me spoil this for you. I gotta take another shot here. I thought
take your time.
Buzz.
Yeah, take a shot or two.
I am. We're taking another shot. I love this whipped cream vodka.
Yeah, it's really good. You know what?
Turn me onto it.
You know what's also really good? If you like coconut vodka is really good.
Oh, I love rum. I haven't had good coconut rum in a long time.
Right? Yeah, no, coconut rum is great. So is I'm not drinking it right now, but I have American Honey Wild Turkey. You can see that right here. It goes down smooth.
Smooth. Oh, that's smooth stuff. Okay, so X-Aid. You were very close, but like I said, that's what happens with most riders. So X-Aid is a very weird combination, but it works. It is basically a combination of video games and hospital soap opera dramas.
That does sound amazing. I love how like so many of these things, you know, like Walking Dead, Kamen Rider, any sort of anime, all of it can be, or TV show, a lot of it can be just broken down into, it's basically a soap opera for geeks.
Exactly. You got this basic genre and these basic genres, and then you can like just tweak it a little bit, you know, and add a little bit like here's some aliens or here's some demons.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still a soap opera at the heart.
Yes. All right. So it's video game soap opera. I love it.
Yes. So basically, what happens is you get this. There's an outbreak. Like 5 years ago, there's this virus that breaks out called the Bugster virus. Okay. It's infecting humanity and turning them into creatures called bugsters. And basically,
so
you have this.
Can I tell you what I imagine from the bugster? I think like a bookster, but it's like a caterpillar or some other sort of maybe like mantis thing that just really is enthusiastic about books and learning. Am I far off?
Yes.
Oh, I got to be wrong at least once tonight. So.
Nope. Oh, trust me, you're going to be very wrong.
Because my wife tells me.
So we've got the bugsters. So basically, what it is certain video games, people get infected with the virus from that particular game, and basically the final bosses of that game are trying to escape using the human body, that infected person's body.
Yeah.
So you get, like, somebody's infected with the game Gekitotsu Robots, which is a fighting robot game. And they're basically, they turn, in their level 1 form, when you're infected, you basically turn into this giant CG, like, really, like, it almost looks like a tumor or something, like some weird ball-like monster thing. Like, it can either be like a giant thing or like a snake or something like that. It's kind of weird in the show how they always...
So it could be anything and they choose tumor.
If you look at it, here, let me see if I can find a picture, because it's very weird, because like I said, it's kind of bulbous and kind of flesh-colored.
Okay, I'm gonna Google Kamen Rider tumor and see if it comes up.
No. I don't even know if that'll come up.
Okay, something did come up, but it's really funny that it mentions that I mentioned this. So what comes up is Kamen Rider Cancer Zodiacs.
Oh, the Zodiac. Yeah, no, that's from Forza. That's the space themed one.
Yeah, based off what looks to be the horoscopes. You know, like Cancer.
Yes.
And,
yeah, that rider was based off of astrological signs and astro switches and powers and.
Oh, that sounds
Why
cool.
is it so hard to find a picture of a bugster? Oh my god.
All right, well, you're drinking, so let me see. Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Bugster.
Bugster virus. Oh, there we go. There we go. I found one. No, not save image. God. Copy image. There we go. Boom. That thing.
Wow, that is a CGI mess.
That's what I said.
A real Bugster?
It looks even worse. So basically, that form is like their quote unquote level 1. If it gets serious and if they defeat the Bugster in that form, they pull out the actual Bugster, aka the boss of the game, and then they have to defeat him, and then the person's cured.
They have to do a lot to cure people in this, is what I'm gathering.
But yeah, basically, because the Bugsters are trying to become real, and if the person, and this is cool too, because if the person actually dies while they're infected, the Bugster comes out and they're just out. They're real. They actually take over that person's likeness, and they can turn freely into their Bugster form at will, and it's just like, we're out, bitch.
That sounds rough.
It's rough.
You think they'd just party after that? They got what they wanted, and they'd be like, hey, look at this. There's a lot of video games here. Why don't I just chill out for a bit? See what this world has to go. Has to offer. But I'm gathering they don't do that. I'm gathering there's
no, it's all about destroying the world.
Yeah.
Is it really destroying the world? Now that I think about it, I really don't think it is. I think, no, it's not really destroying the world. It's just getting everybody else, infecting people and spreading the disease and stuff like that.
So not destroy the world, but destroy the inhabitants of the world.
Pretty much, because they think human race has created us. We deserve to be out, not just in the video games. We want to be out and about, and have all the fun and drink all the booze and all that stuff. We can't do that when we're stuck in a game.
Why couldn't they just find a programmer to write in the code? Be like, here's some food and.
Well, because technically the game company, the Gem Corp, made all the games, and that's where the problem lies in. But then that's a whole other
I feel like all of these problems could have really been handled with proper QA. Quality assurance might have stopped a lot of people from dying and being taken over.
Technically, but it wouldn't have. So basically, the whole thing, the whole Bugster virus, is being fought by this corporation called the oh god, now I forgot their name. It's basically like this Hospital Corp. What the hell was it called? I had all my notes.
All right. So Hospital Corp. Is that not the official name? So that sounds like the best name for a hospital that is simultaneously.
Hospital Corp.
Sounds like a metal band.
Hospital Corp. Yeah. No, what was it? Black Hole Destruction Corps. That's a great band name.
Oh my god! What does that do?
What? Black Hole Destruction Corps?
Yeah.
No, that's nothing. That was just a made-up band name.
Oh, yeah, no, that's legit. Feel free, if anybody's watching this, you can totally use that. Just credit
it's the CR, the Cyberbrain Room. It's an organization bent on fighting the Bugster virus, where it's a certain number of doctors they've hired, and they've granted them the power of the game drivers, which is what they use to transform into the Kamen Riders. And I actually have one. It's like, oh, you can't even see. You guys can't see it, but Giddles can.
I can. It's really cool.
And the best, okay, I'm going to go off on a side tangent here. Kamen Rider is nothing but a toy grab, and I love it. It is a cash grab. because every Kamen Rider, especially in the Heisei era, is basically made to sell toys.
Well, yeah, that's like Transformers, Power Rangers,
Transformers,
yeah, like
everything. And I own so many of the toys from X-Aid because I love the series so much. I love it. You can hear them clacking over here. But basically, each
so
of the
for
Doctors...
those of you who can't see this, there is a legitimate amount of clanking. There are so many toys. The fiscal irresponsibility here is staggering.
I've wasted so much money, and this is just one season.
Oh my
I
God.
have multiple seasons, multiple toys. It is an addiction. Thankfully, it's not an alcohol addiction. Because
he goes off into the woods and plays Kamen Rider. No one can blame you.
Exactly. Shh, don't tell anyone. So, each of the Doctors is given a game driver, there's in the beginning there's a certain aura around like why certain people can use the game driver and certain people can't, because basically there's like this big outbreak and they're trying to find like the nurse on duty, Poppy, is trying to find the legendary gamer M, just the letter M, and they're trying to recruit him into fighting the Bugster.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say that the nurse was named Poppy?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go on that tangent for just a moment here.
Okay.
No one finds it funny that the nurse is named Poppy. Poppy, which is like the prime thing that's in opiates.
But that's not technically her name.
Oh, okay.
That's her nickname. Her
So they
full
nicknamed
name is
her.
Poppy.
They nicknamed her after drugs.
Nope. Her full name, wait for it, is Poppy Peepopopo.
Okay, I will literally pay someone $100 if they could prove to me that they say that 10 times fast.
Poppy Peepopopo. She's great. She herself is a bugster from the game Do Re Mi Fa Beats, from a rhythm game.
Oh, well that's cute. I love rhythm games.
Oh, she's great. She's awesome, and she basically does like awesome costume, like Sailor Moon-esque costume changes, where she turns from like a nurse to like formal wear, and then to her big old costume in the game. It's great. Rider. Oh, and she herself turns into a Kamen Rider later on. Where is it? Here we go. Copy this image and paste that to you. Yeah, that's her her Bugster outfit, and then that's her as a Kamen Rider.
I love how in their Bugster outfit they basically gave her cute anime eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. The left side is Bugster form. And the other side is Kamen Rider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Kamen Rider form is cute anime eyes.
It's got the cute anime eyes. So basically, she's going out to find this M character. They run into this kid, Emu, E-M-U, M, and it's like, there's this Bugster going out, and there's all this chaos going on, and it's like, here, give me the driver. I can use it. I know how to play games, and it's like, oh, it turns out he's the genius gamer M, and for some reason he can use the driver. But how? That seems very weird that he can use the game driver. And for the first half of the 20 episodes, nobody's telling anybody like, why are you using this driver? You should not be able to use the driver. And basically after that, they find out that anybody who uses the game driver had to be injected with the Bugster virus. And any of the riders who are using the driver are basically infected with the Bugster virus, but a very small amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically immune to it. But then, why is he using it? He never went through the procedure. And it finds out he's actually patient zero that started all this.
Did they slap him?
No, because he didn't know.
I still might have slapped them.
Oh, there was a lot of slapping. Because there's basically him, Kamen Rider Brave, and then there's Kamen Rider Laser and Snipe. 4 other riders, or 3 other riders, in the doctor's office that are kind of in the doctor's office. Some of them are kind of off doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But they all come around and they start telling each other, it's like, yeah, he started it, but he didn't know he started it, but he did. And it's like, why did he start it? And it turns out it was all because of GameCorp, the people that actually made the game driver and the games. The evil guy, the head of the organization, Dan Kurito, which, by the way, the greatest psychopath ever in a show. He has the God complex to 11 because he's created all these games. He is the game master. He is God. He has created worlds.
So he's the evil. He's the evil Kojima.
Yes, I'll say that. like very evil. Like, oh my god, and he is so funny because he's got that classic weird trope of like if you've seen like certain animes and stuff, or like the bad guy's doing like that licking of the lips thing, and he's very creepy. It's like, oh, he is so creepy, and it's
so basically he's either A, politician, or B, some sort of corporate figurehead.
Yes,
because we all know that they lick their lips creepily. It's like a prerequisite.
It's so bad.
All right.
But so. He's like creating all these games because what was the point? God, that story went really weird halfway through.
Halfway through? I hate to break it to you, the story is weird from fucking start, man. It's cool, it's extra, but God, it's not.
So, okay, so I'm going to take it step by step to try and plot out the thing to see if I can remember why he did this.
All right, so I have a quick question, because...
Yes.
How long is a Kamen Rider season? Is it a movie?
It's, okay, so each season is between 43 and 46 episodes.
Oh, holy shit.
And each episode is only 30 minutes, about 30, 25 minutes.
Wow, that is a lot, yeah. I wasn't sure. Yeah, 46 episodes per series.
Season. Generally, it's somewhere between the 42s and 46s.
Yeah, so between 40 and 46. Okay, yeah, wow. Yeah. Half-hour episodes.
Yes.
That is a soap opera right there.
And every year they come out with a new one.
Yeah, nice. That's high production quality.
Oh, yeah. There's, a lot of they reuse a lot of assets, locations, stuff like that sometimes because,
I mean, let me tell you, from an artist perspective, like, I know artists. Your brother is an artist. My wife is an artist. They all do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anything to save time and trouble.
There's a one meme, kind of a meme going around in the Tokusatsu area where they were showing the same area that was in 4 different shows, and it's this one cave area that's really cool, and they showed it in one episode, in a series of Gaim. It was in X-Aid. It was in another, I think it was in a Super Sentai 2, but they reuse all these locations all the time, and it's kind of shows sometimes.
All right. So back on track. So evil corporation guy, evil lip liquor guy.
Dan. God complex here.
Did you say his name was Dan?
Dan Kurito.
This villain's real name is Dan.
Dan. Yes.
It's Dan Kurito. Okay.
Yep. So, that's
right.
That's
a bad name for a big bad.
Okay, so he's basically, we have Kamen Rider X-Aid who's trying to fight good, and then in the show they find there's another rider that is basically looks exactly like X-Aid, but he's like dark purple and he's evil. And for the longest time, it's like, who is this evil rider? What is his plans? And we all know that it's Dan. So Dan's evil plan, apart from sending the bugsters out, because he's got by the way, there's also another guy in another emo gamer who's also a bugster named Paradox? DX. I think that was his name. It's weird. No, Pallid. That was his name. I'm sorry. Pallad. Pallid was his name. He's one of the ones that's sending out all the bugster virus and getting people infected and all that. We have Dan going around making more games, because he's trying to get death data. He's trying to get data of people dying in the games.
That's fucked.
Because he's trying to create a level 10 game called Dangerous Zombie. So basically, the way the writers work is they all have their own geshots, which is what the game is. And you plug them into the driver and you transform, and it's like, oh, it's sparkly and awesome and armor, and they fight and stuff.
Yeah.
Different geshots have different power levels. So you have when you basically stick the geshot in there, he turns into like this little chibi little Kamen Rider thing. That's level 1. And level 1 is basically used to fight the CG monster, to extract the Bugster virus from the monster. Then you level up to level 2, and then you can fight the true Bugster form.
The fact that there's level ups in a Kamen Rider that blows my mind.
Oh no! Well, technically, the level up is technically in all riders, because all riders have power ups in different forms.
So, like power ups, like do they have to collect like a golden ring or something, or a mushroom?
No, basically, every rider has. Well, in the more Heisei era, they have a standard form. They have a super form, which they use a separate like transformation item of sorts to transform, and then they have a mega final form, or some have a mega and then a final form. But especially because of the cash grab, you have different main forms. Hence, I'm getting ahead of myself.
That happens. Don't worry.
Oh my god. I'm trying to explain this in the most sensible way, because for someone that's never understood this before, this is very hard.
Yeah, like there's a lot. What I'm gathering so far is video games are both good and bad, and watch out for evil villains who lick their lips.
So
I think I'm getting it.
You're basically on track. You're basically on track. So basically, the geshots have different powers, and basically they're going through the thing trying to get more powerful and all this stuff and whatnot. Dan is trying to get this death data, while Pallid is trying to also do his own thing, because he's a bugster and he's trying to, just cause havoc and free his bugster friends. Revolution! And basically, at one point, Dan dies, but comes back using the power of Dangerous Zombie, the Geshot, and he turns into another evil rider, and he's like undead, and he's a zombie, he can't die. So that's the next problem. So now they're trying to figure out, well, Dan's evil now. Great. He was a great guy, now he's evil. Now we can't kill him. Now what do we do?
Throw him in the sun.
If it was only that easy. If it was only that easy. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. So Pallid is like, well, no, backstep. Dan is trying to create this bugster-filled Geshot that is supposed to be like a super powerful thing that only he can use. And anybody else who uses it will just get a surge of bugster virus and die within like 10 seconds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So Pallid's like, oh, hey, I know what we could do. He steals it from Dan, gives it to M, and says, here, you want to beat Dan? Use this Geshot. You can do it. It's a super powerful one. So he's like, all right, I'm going to do it. I don't like you, but I like to beat Dan. So he uses this Geshot.
I don't like you, but I don't like them just as much.
Exactly. I never understood that. It's like, you're evil, but he's eviler.
And is this like a syringe that they have to inject in them, or?
No. It's like a regular Geshot.
What is a Geshot?
It's another Geshot, but it was like
no, but what is a Geshot?
Okay, so a Geshot is basically a Nintendo 64 cartridge.
Wait, so they literally put a cartridge in themselves?
It's literally a game cartridge.
Where do they put it?
In the driver.
Where is the driver?
Okay, so you guys can't see this. So it's basically the driver is a belt.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
There is a hole
where they were shoving a cartridge into their body.
That you stick the Gashot into, and then they henshin.
Oh, like Beautiful Joe! Henshin a go-go.
Yeah, you can't hear some of that, but...
I mean, they can hear it if you're watching any sort of horror stuff at this point. That is not a ghost. That is a toy.
It's great. I love this stuff. Okay. So basically, like I said, they're basically game cartridges that you put into the driver, and it gives them the powers of the game that they're installing. One of the cool things is actually in the first episode, to basically do the Kimiwaza, or final attack, he actually takes the Gashot, blows into it like an NES cartridge, and sticks it into his belt holder where you perform the final attack. It's great. I love it. Where were we? Black the Gashot. Yes. So
he gives him this cartridge, and he's like, hey.
He gives him this cartridge. Like, this is super powerful. You know, you can use this to defeat him. I know you want to use it. It's like, okay, fine. And there's this big fight, and it's like, well, you just beat the crap out of me, but guess what? I've got an ace in the hole. And he takes his shot, and he sticks it in his driver, and he gets, like, infected with, like, a buttload of bugster virus. And it's like, oh, God, I'm dying.
It's like, why? Why did I listen to the villain?
Oh, why? Then his eyes glow red, and it's like, oh, something happening. Deus Ex Machina. And apparently it's like some red and blue energy forms out of him, and it goes into the Black Gashot, shoots out of the driver, and transforms into Mighty Brothers Double X, the super powerful thing. And he transforms, and he turns into two riders, which is a thing unheard of.
That sounds rough. Like, did he bud?
So basically, what it was, Mighty Brothers Double X is a double-sized Gashot versus a single-size Gashot. Basically, what it is he turns into two forms of himself.
Yeah. And
he basically fights guys, and he does, like, he works. It's the whole theme about this game, Mighty Brothers Double X, is cooperative gameplay.
That's really fun.
All of the games, all the Gashots are based off of different games. Like Mighty Action X is your basic platformer. What was it? Geki Totsu is a robot fighting game. Do-Re-Mi-Fa Beats is a rhythm-based game. Bang Bang Shooting is a first-person shooter. Tattle Quest is an RPG. And it goes on and on like that. So he gets this Gashot, and then it's like, oh, I've got this awesome power, and it still doesn't defeat him. But that's beside the point. Why did he get the Gashot? So everybody at the doctor's office is like, what kind of power does this guy have? Like, how can he just do this with a Gashot? How can he just make a game? He shouldn't be able to just make a game. Nobody can make a game like that, at least.
I was about to say, the video game industry disproves that statement.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure you can just, in fact, make a game.
I know. It's an indie game is what it is.
Kamen Riders. Okay.
So that's the whole thing. And then eventually they come around to the fact that he was patient zero. He has the main strain of bugster virus in him.
Yeah, they can't even be like, he was number one because he was patient zero. So that meme doesn't work.
They eventually found that out, and then it's like, oh, he's evil. No, he didn't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. It doesn't matter because we got bigger fish to fry. So, Pallet eventually turns out to be another rider. He turns into Para-DX, who has basically a double Gashot, which is two games in one. which is a puzzle and a fighter game. So he transforms into like
sort of like how
different
Borderlands
forms.
is a shooter RPG.
Sort of, because it's literally 2 separate games in one Gashot. So it's like one of those collector's edition, like multi-game collection disc things. So he can transform into 2 different games at a time, and it's like, oh, he's super powerful and all that stuff. So the Bugsters are going around. They're still doing their thing. The doctor's office is still trying to cure these guys, but people are still getting infected. Where are we up to now? So we just beat. Oh, so Paradox comes along and eventually kills Dan because he's done with him. He's already given him all his powers and all that stuff, and it's like, okay, Dan, you're out of there. He kills him, straight up kills him. Because basically, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Basically, while you're using the shots, if your life bar, which is on his chest, if your life bar hits 0, you're dead. Straight up dead. You don't like untransform, you die. So basically, he dies.
So if you die in the game,
forever.
you die for real.
Exactly. It is. I never really thought about that. God damn it. Did they really look at that meme and say, yeah, we'll put this in the show? God damn it.
I think they did.
I think they did too. Now that you mentioned that, god damn. Well, either way, they put it in the show, and that's what that is. So, Dan's dead. Palad's still around doing his evil thing. Then comes in the... No, he didn't show up yet. We went to Dan. Paradox is still going around. Oh, that's right. So then we come into the next player in the game, Dan's father,
Of course.
who originally founded Gem Corp, the creator, the company that created all these games and stuff. He comes in basically when people start. There's a new Gashot going around, a new video game called Kamen Rider Chronicles. And it's basically an MMO where you play as a Kamen Rider and fight bugsters and all this stuff. And it's basically a ploy to suck people's souls or some shit.
Okay.
But so basically, Kronos comes along, aka Gem's dad. He turns into Kamen Rider Kronos, and basically he gets this super powerful bugster virus belt thing, and he uses the Kamen Rider Chronicle Gashot, transform into the legendary rider Kamen Rider Kronos, who is basically supposed to be the only true hero that can defeat the final boss of the game, the whole game, quote unquote, Gemdis. And you know what Kronos' ultimate power is? The only thing he brings to the table?
What is his power?
Pause.
And his name is Kronos.
He pauses the game.
I'm so mad about this right now.
Oh, it's insanely stupid.
That is stupid, yes.
Because you've had these powers that basically...
I'm more mad at myself for not guessing that.
You have people gaining powers and getting power-ups that reach them to level 50 and all this stuff. And his only real power to the game? Pause. It's not an invincibility cheat. It's not this, that, or the other. He pauses, which he uses like a little bitch. Because it gets, all right, guys, let's get him. He doesn't look that powerful. Everybody attack. And it's like everybody attacks him. He just pauses, knocks everybody off their thing, and then just unpauses, and he's still standing there fine. That look. And especially if you, and the other big thing is if you die while in pause, you don't respawn. Like certain bugsters.
I love that. But if you die, you die. But if you die while paused, you don't come back. And I'm like, well, that's just death.
Well, okay. So basically what it is, bugsters can come back when they die. they don't die because their data is still out there.
In the cloud.
Okay? In the cloud. Yes, basically. Actually, yes. It is the cloud. Because eventually they find out that everybody who's actually died from the Bugster virus is in the cloud of Kamen Rider Chronicle.
Okay.
So, but if you die while paused, that's it. You can't get uploaded to the cloud. You've already died. And there was this heartfelt, oh my God, one of my fellow Bugsters died. Palad's having an emo fit. And it's like, oh my God, I thought he was my friend. And it's like,
my emotions.
I know, it's
What's a soap opera?
Oh, it's great. Because yeah, it's like every episode is a soap opera drama because it's like basically 2 episode stories. It's like this person's infected. We got to find out what's infecting them.
So basically what you're telling me is that this show could easily premiere on the CW.
Oh, well,
with how much drama there is. Oh, it's not that. You're right. It's not that edgy.
It's edgy, but it's not like Arrow brooding every episode or The Flash, figuring out why can't I just go faster to do this.
To be fair, it took them 3 seasons to figure out. Just keep fucking running, Barry.
Yeah, I know. But that's another show. So, where was I? Oh, so Gemdis. So basically, Kamen Rider Chronicle comes out, and the whole thing is you beat these bugsters, these bosses, and you get their little ride trophies. And if you gather all the ride trophies, you get to fight the final boss. And if you beat the final boss, you get the ultimate treasure. And the ultimate treasure is apparently freeing everybody's souls who's died during the game.
That does seem, in fact, to be the ultimate treasure.
Pretty much. So everybody's going around, they're fighting off these guys, blah, 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 story. And they're trying to figure out, how do we beat Kronos? How do we beat somebody that can pause the game? So Dan, who died, they find out that apparently Dan has an idea of how to do this. So they basically have to they go into the game Mighty Action X, the prototype version of the game, and find out that his data is still in the game. So Poppy goes into the game, finds him, pulls him out, and apparently he's a bugster now. Because I guess that's what happens if you die and you leave your data in a video game. I guess.
Okay. There
yeah.
We go. That's the thing.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
Well, I mean, if I were coming to find out stuff that makes sense, I wouldn't be listening to, Kamen Rider
drunken ramblings?
Yeah, that too. Half the shit we talk about, it don't make sense.
Where were we?
Dan was resurrected via the cloud, or not resurrected, but they're on the cloud.
So Dan comes back because they know he knows how to save everybody, because the whole Kamen Rider Chronicle trees and the trophies and all that stuff. But the key thing is, because he came back, he's got 99 lives now. Like, normally when you die, you die. But apparently he has 99 lives to do everything. Which, again, is funny because normally you have 1 life to live. Hence, the medical drama show. Wait, no, that wasn't a medical drama. 1 Life to Live was a soap opera. Which one was 1 Life to Live? Was that just the Millionaires? I don't remember. You're shaking your head. You have no idea. I don't know.
I don't watch a lot of soap operas. I don't watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I agree with you. What about wrestling? Wrestling's a soap opera.
It really is. But I haven't watched it in years. I love when people try and tell me it isn't, and I'm like, no.
It's man soap operas. It's man soap operas. That's what wrestling is. And I've come, in my old age, to accept wrestling for what it is. It's man soap operas. And I'm okay with that. So Dan comes back. He's got 99 lives, so he's basically going all out every time because he's good now, and he can turn into that zombie form of himself, and he's fighting, and it's hilarious because he's still very weak. So he just goes off, like, fights till his heart's content, and then dies, and then comes back out of a Mario tube. And I'm not even joking. It's like he dies, and then a Mario 2 pops out of the ground, and he hops up or rises out, and
Okay.
his
Hold
life
on.
counter
And
drops.
Nintendo didn't have anything to say about this because they're really anal about that.
No, they didn't.
I guess they gave him some hush
Pac-Man-
money.
Okay. Side note: there was a movie, Kamen Rider X versus the evil Dr. Pac-Man.
Is that the actual title?
I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's basically versus hold on, let me look this up now because now I want to remember the movie. But it's basically him. The evil guy in the movie was a doctor harnessing the powers of the Pac-Man video game. I'm not even joking. Was that true ending? God, now I'm trying to remember.
I mean, what powers? You basically eat the guy. At that point, you're just a cannibal.
But basically through that, there was a bunch of stuff because they actually have a lot of geshots based off of real life games. Like they had Pac Adventure, which is Pac-Man. They have Galaxian.
Okay. So I think I just Googled the right thing. Dr. Pac-Man. Was it a guy in a white outfit, except for a Pac-Man head? That looked terrifying.
Yes, it's great, isn't it?
That is so fucking stupid. I love it.
It is the greatest thing. I love that mask so much.
It is so horrifying.
It basically, at the end of the movie, he turns into a literal giant Pac-Man with that evil grin, and he's basically chomping around, and they gotta fight him. He's like, they're kicking off him. Ooh, excuse me, and all this stuff. It's hilarious. I never actually saw the movie, but I still need to. But I know what happens in it.
That sounds great.
But they have like Galaxian, they have a Taiko Drum Master game. They have a bunch of stuff like that. It's great how they actually brought in a bunch of real life video game tie-ins into this series, and the game companies were actually okay with it. Although it's cross promotion, so I really, it's kind of we'll get some free promotion off of this.
Right.
So, where was I? No, Dan. Right, we're talking about Evil Dan. He's got the cure. So, he's trying to figure out like, oh, well, if we get all this power, if we can release the power of Kronos, we can use that to defeat Gemdis, the final boss, who is undefeatable. He's never been defeated, and all this stuff. And then they find out that Dan's father is Kronos, and he's being evil, and he wants to get everybody into this cloud where it is a perfect world and all that stuff. He wants to create the Matrix, basically. It's incredibly stupid. Because he wants to have all this humans' data onto this world in Kamen Rider Chronicles, and he wants to be the god of that world.
I mean, yes. Is it stupid? 100%. Is it fun? Also, yes.
Oh, it is great. He's not as crazy creepy as Dan is, but he's like the subdued, like, oh yeah, this guy is evil. Like he's kind of like calm talking. He's very like, we're gonna do this, and it's like, I'm gonna beat you guys. It's like, you guys have no power. I am in charge now, and it's like, oh, I hate this guy so much. So Dan has the idea of, let's create the ultimate Gashot to beat his paw's power. And the ultimate power is invincibility. Is the invincibility cheat, basically. So basically what it is I gotta backtrack now because now I'm remembering this. To defeat Dan the first time, after he comes back, he became evil again, or some combination of that. No, this was before. Yes, okay. So before Pal had killed Dan, there was talk about a Gashot that was supposed to be able to rewrite the games to basically negate Dan's zombie undying powers abilities, basically.
Yeah.
So there was like, oh, let's make this shot, and it's like, here's the data and here's the stuff, and then he basically gets this ultimate power, or the mega power up, I should say, which basically this is level 50 power up, maximum mighty X, which gives him an awesome giant suit with his tiny little head inside of it, and it is the greatest thing in the world. I gotta find you a picture of this. Maximum Mighty X. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Copy this and paste that. I almost want it to be like his. You can almost see his like little hands hold like right up beside his face, like he's piloting a giant mech.
He looks
It's
like
great.
he looks like Vile from Mega Man piloting the bigger
Exactly.
Vile thing.
It's great. I love this form because he's not really that much taller, but he looks giant in it.
He does, and what's even better is that he has two faces.
Yes.
Yeah.
The basic helmet. Because the cool thing is, basically, that main part of the chest is like this giant thing. Basically, when he summons up his form, he transforms into Maximum Mighty. He transforms into his normal self, and like this portal from the game world comes out, and there's this little head of like his face floating above him. He jumps up, and the head eats him, and legs pop out, arms pop out, and his head pops out, and he drops down, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna fight now. It's great. I love it.
That is great.
So they come up with the power to invincibility, which is supposed to beat Dan's pause ability, which is Hyper Muteki, which is the Golden Shot, which is supposed to grant anybody else who uses this, they gain 10 seconds of invincibility. Now, what does that sound like to you? Super Mario Power Star?
Yes. Oh my god, I'm trying to think. So now
it looks like a star. It's a star too.
Oh my fucking god.
It's so good.
Yeah. Wow. That is.
Anybody who uses this gets 10 seconds of invincibility. If M locks it into Maximum Mighty, he gets his final form, Hyper Muteki, which is literally invincible. His power level is through the roof. All his stats are up there. He's basically invincible, and it is the greatest form ever. He basically shoots out of the form, and he gets like Predator dreadlocks, and he's all gold and shiny and spiky and all that stuff. I love it. Oh, it's my favorite form ever. Oh, where is it? Mighty. What is it? Muteki. Muteki. There we go. Where is this form? Let me see this picture. He is... Nope. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Show me the dreadlocks, damn it. Yeah, there we go. That's the picture. Copy that. Paste that there. Boom. Look at those dreadlocks.
That level of excitement. Holy shit. That is extra.
It is glorious.
Is that fucking glitter?
That's just when he transforms. It's like all sparkly and shit.
So he's a magical girl.
No, not really. But it's just he's like ultimate powers. He basically harnesses the power of the invincibility star and all that stuff, and he can beat time and all this stuff. But
no. All right. So he could beat time for only 10 seconds.
No.
So technically, you're not beating time.
No, he can get past the possibility infinitely. Anybody else who uses the Gashot, because anybody else can use this, but only he can actually attach it into Maximum Mighty and actually harness its full power.
Okay then.
Yeah. But this is incredibly stupid. So he gets his power. Kronos is like, what? You can move through my paws? That's impossible. And it's like, no, I'm going to be defeated and all this stuff. And it's like, no. He does basically a Dragon Ball Z scream as he's dying. And it's like, I will win. And he basically resets time. he resets time back to before they created Maximum or Hyper Muteki. And then he starts doing everything again without Muteki being around.
So this series has time travel too.
Sort of. He basically stopped Muteki from being made, and now he's back to being powerful, and he summons up Gemdis, the final boss, and then he comes down, and he's wreaking havoc, and then basically Kronos absorbs Gemdis, and he's this ultimate power being now, and he's got a sword and a shield. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, this is so extra. I love it.
It's like, so good.
Yeah, no, it seems like a fun time. Where you're just like, let me just turn off my brain for a little bit and enjoy the ride.
Oh, it's glorious.
The music, does it have good music too?
Oh, hell yeah.
Alright then.
The main theme, every Kamen Rider series has their own main theme. They always get like either the flavor of the month or some basic, big name at the time to do it.
Uh-huh.
But X8's main theme, X-Site, is a great theme. Oh, it gets you pumped. It's great. And then the quote-unquote theme of Mighty Brothers Double X is great too. That's just, it's a lot of the music's bit like, what is it? What do you call it? The MIDI based, like kind of techno, kind of video game sounding with the synth in there. It's good stuff. I love it.
Okay. See, that's one of the things that I really like about the Japanese stuff is that they usually do new openings every season.
Oh yeah.
And,
oh yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. Anime does it. I guess this does it as well.
Yeah. I kind of wish that was a thing like American shows do.
I know,
really
because it's so much fun, like...
Oh, season 2. Oh, man, they got that great new opening in season 2. Oh, man, did you see season 3?
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, no, like, how many times do you watch a show, like an anime or something, and you're just like, oh, man, this is really cool, because now I have, like, 4 different songs to listen to, because they do it with the opening, and, yeah, you just get more music, and it's really cool.
Exactly. I don't sit around listening to the theme of Arrow or Gotham or whatever, because, Have you noticed that a lot of shows don't actually have a main theme anymore?
Yeah, it's like a sequence for like
it's just like
20 seconds, and it's just like
20
a blur.
seconds. It's not really a theme. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, no, totally. Like Western openings are, I mean, I don't want to say boring, but music-wise, yeah, they kind of are. Like you can watch it once, and then you're like, oh wow, that's really cool, and then
Now, I'm going to ask you this one. Do you like it in certain shows when the opening theme blends into the actual show?
Oh,
like
yeah.
The music starts like while the guy's like walking off screen, and then the full opening hits?
Yeah, no, I love that. The transition is great. And I also love when the song matches the vibe of the season.
Oh yeah.
So we talked about it a little. We'll get back to Kamen Rider in a second, but like I said, My Hero, like the first one was the first season, had this really aggressive, like hardcore edge to it, because it was all about like overcoming everything that was put in front of you. And then the second season was about like a sports festival, so basically the anime trope of the tournament arc. Right? Where it's the stakes are high, but nobody's gonna be hurt. Like it's all for like recreational stuff. But like the stakes are high for your emotional stuff, and the song fit that really well because it, like casual vibe of them training and stuff like that, something to work out to, and Japan does a great job with that.
Oh yeah, every episode of Kamen Rider. See, we're bringing it back. Every episode of Kamen Rider has the theme based around the show, and it fits it so well. The best, there's actually 2 seasons of Kamen Rider that do that blend into the show, into the intro kind of thing really well, was Kamen Rider O's and Kamen Rider Kiva. Both of those had the great openings where the music, where they're like, they had the opening, then you hear the music start, then and then they come in with the full intro. It's great. Kamen Rider O's was a great one because that was the ska rider.
There was a ska rider?
Not necessarily. I say that because all the music in O's was basically like ska music. Like the theme was ska music,
Oh,
and a
well,
lot
I'll
of
check that
the
out.
jingles
I
and
love
stuff.
ska.
Oh, it's great. I'll send you the video, some music.
Oh
later.
yeah.
Oh, it's O's was a great one for music.
All right. So back to like time travel shenanigans. So this guy goes back and then sets everything up so that they can have like godlike powers.
He basically sets it up where Muteki wasn't created, and it's like, oh great, now we got to redo this, and it's like, how do we do this? And it's like, well, I can't do this anymore. Why not? Oh, I don't know. How the heck did they get that back? God, this is like 2 years ago. Now I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 2 years ago, because it was, we're up to Zeo, then it was built, now it's, and then it was X8. Yeah, so it was 2 years ago I watched that. How did they get it back? I don't remember. Oh my God, I gotta look up how that happened.
All right, it'll be
because I remember he got rid of he got rid of it. Personality, no. Oh yeah, it's Heisei Generations, Dr. Pac-Man versus X8 in Ghost with Legend Riders. That was the name of that movie.
So it ended with a movie.
No. That was the name of that Pac-Man movie.
Oh, okay.
That was the name of the movie. That's a long ass title. Okay, where do we go? Advent of Kronos and Hyper Muteki. Let's see. Kronos comes in, Proto gets shots, because of Hyper Muteki. Blackmail occasions, something to do. Turner, the Genius Gamer revealed that saved Parrot's data within himself, arrived. Oh, that is right! I forgot about that whole plot point. So, how M is patient zero, okay? Basically, when you get, as I said in the beginning, when you are infected with the Bugster virus, you basically get a Bugster, like, in you, basically, okay? And that comes with every game. Apparently, it comes around the fact that Pallid is M's Bugster. Okay. So basically, whenever he plays a game, he turns into a different personality. There's like this dramatic blow of wind, and he smiles, and he turns into like super hardcore gaming, and that's how he like defeats all these guys, because he's a pro gamer and a doctor.
A pro gamer doctor.
He is. He was like winning competitions, like Street Fighter competitions and all this stuff, but he's also a pediatrician. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. He's also a pediatrician. He worries about kids and stuff like that.
Wow. Yes.
So basically they find out that Pallid is M's Bugster, but he's also M, the Genius Gamer persona in him. So that's why Mighty Brothers Double X, that's why he can turn into two riders, because the one form is actually Pallid, who is actually the Genius Gamer M persona inside him, and that's why he can use double shots, basically. Yeah, that face. So so they find that out, and then despite the destruction of the Master Gashat, managed to reset, save, and therefore Muteki's existence. Kuroto recreated it, this time with a save function to save his progress, and bring forth the final boss Gemdis. Yeah, there we go. That's right. So basically, Dan created the Muteki Gashat again, but with a save feature this time.
Okay.
Yes.
So how does one save their progress in this?
No, it's just like a Deus Ex Machina to like, hey, guess what?
They don't like write it into a journal that they've mysteriously found in the woods, or a typewriter that's there, and you never really understand why people were using typewriters in this era. Looking at you,
basically.
Capcom. Okay.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Dr. Mighty Double X. Okay, so at one point in the story, after Gemdis comes out, everybody in the world is like infected with the Bugster virus. It's like this pandemic. Everybody's getting it. X8 and all the other riders are trying to fight these things, except for Kamen Rider Laser and Kamen Rider, Dan, basically.
Okay.
Those two are like staying back in the thing, trying to find a cure, like the ultimate cure to all of this. And basically, what it is Dan is basically being infected with the virus so many times that he keeps dying, and each time he dies, they keep getting closer to like the cure. So he's using up almost all his 99 lives.
Oh my god. Okay.
To try and find the cure, this master cure, where they come up with the Gashat Dr. Mighty Double X, which basically is used to cure everybody of the Bugster virus, like in the world right now. I mean, the Bugster virus is still out there, and Gemdis is still out there, but everybody who's currently infected with it is cured, and they're all happy, and they're living their lives now. But, so Dan's dad is basically killed Gemdis and then absorbed his Bugster virus inside him to become the final, like, boss, basically.
Okay.
So this is the greatest thing in the world, because they've been trying to do like in level 100s, ultimate levels, level 50s, all these ultimate power-ups to try and defeat this thing. And then they come to the realization, wait a minute, this is a Bugster. He is in his Bugster form. Let's drop down to level 1. They're Super Chibi forms.
Oh my god.
And then they kick his ass. What's up?
Do they have chibis?
Oh, that's right. You never saw his level 1 form.
Oh my god. Level 1s are chibis. Okay.
Here we go. No, that's level 2. Where's level 1? Come on. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Don't save image. Copy. Just saving and copying stuff is hard when you're not technically all there. There we go. That's his level 1 form. That is, he's chibi, he's tiny.
Oh my fucking god. Wow. And his chest is a little fucking D-pad.
Yes.
Oh.
And copy. No, come on, computer, just do what I want. And then here's his level 2 form, which is basically him taller. He looks very 70s or 80s, I should say.
Yeah, no, that definitely looks 80s.
Yeah.
Nothing about that doesn't look 80s.
He's got the controller pad on his chest. His life bar's in the corner.
That's great. So like 80s. It's like saturated. It's practically vomiting colors everywhere.
It's so good. Oh, I love it. So basically, what they find out is that when they think, wait a minute, he's a Bugster. Let's just go down to level 1, and then it's like he's launching all these attacks, and they're just getting wrecked in their like ultimate mega level 100 forms. And then it's like, well, let's just go down to level 1. He's a Bugster, right? Let's just do that. And it's like, oh my god, you're right. And then they start owning shop. They're like bouncing off of him, missing attack or dodging his attacks. And then they kill him at level 1. It is the greatest turnaround. So they beat him, and then they find out, oh, wait a minute.
They beat him by going to level 1 and just having a chibi fight.
Exactly, and pulling out all of the Bugster virus from Dan's dad. And he gets cured, and he has no more powers anymore because he has no Bugster virus in him whatsoever. So he can't turn into Kronos, he can't do anything. Gemdis is dead, everybody's happy, but oh no, everybody's still in the cloud. And that's how this series ends. It's like, well, guess what, people? We're going to keep going at this, and we'll find a way to get everybody back out of that cloud. And that's basically where it ended.
So it ends with they beat the big bad guy, but they're like, oh shit, all the souls. Crap, we got to get back for the souls.
Yes.
Whoops.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of other nuances through the story about people dying and people coming back and this, that, and the other, and love interests and people being blackmailed, and oh my god, the number of writers in this series. But man, it's one of my favorite series just because of the video game motif. It's so good. Oh, and they can do stage select. I forgot that's a thing you can do. Basically, to get around, like, if you remember in, like, Power Rangers, they start, like, fighting in, like, a city, and then they randomly go to, like, this giant mountain field or something like that. They do that in X8 by having a stage select, where they basically transports them off to whatever area they want, and that's how they get around that little hurdle. Yeah.
Okay. And did this series also get a movie?
This series had multiple movies.
So that did they ever get them out, or?
Oh, I don't think they ever did. Basically with
God, I hope the cloud is nice.
A lot of the series they have 2 movies and then post series like specials, like 30-minute specials that are usually like straight to DVD kind of things. So the X8 movies had basically they had an episode with they had a movie featuring the previous writer, which was Kamen Rider Ghost, and then they had another one featuring the next season's writer, or they were featured in the next season's movie with the future writer. But They basically usually have like 2 movies and then like some DVD specials.
Okay, so wow, this is really big over there.
Oh, it's nuts. Oh, and this season of Kamen Rider spawned the oh god, what was it? The Kamen Sentai Go Rider, which was a Super Sentai team of Kamen Riders.
Okay.
Basically, it was
So is that like their Marvel Cinematic Universe thing where they get all the crossovers?
Sort of. It was basically a 3-episode like mini series where it had a bunch of writers from different series come back and they formed a Super Sentai team, which were all basically based off of, like, all their suits were based off of the original Kamen Rider. And here, let me send you the thing so you have an idea of what they look like. And they were just all the like standard Rider or like Power Ranger colors. They had like the green, the blue, the red, the yellow, and then the pink. And it was basically based off of all riders. It was great. It was a fun little thing.
Well, the whole thing just sounds like fun.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
It just sounds like stupid fun. You know, it's just like, hey, look at this thing. Yeah, whatever.
You would love it.
Well, I'm gonna have to try out the video game one at least, because that seems like it'd be funny.
Oh, and apparently he turned into Santa once during a Christmas special.
Yeah,
because Santa.
Yeah, no, why not?
Yeah, why not? I'm just saying.
Why not with the Santa? Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing that a lot of the Heisei writers have been doing is basically have power-ups based on old writers or legend writers.
Okay.
So X8 in particular had almost, what was it, 12 different Gashots based off of old writers, like Detective Double, what was it? Mirror Labyrinth Ryuki, Full Throttle Drive, Kaigen Ghost, a lot of games like that, all based on the old writers. And Ghost did it, Drive did it, everybody's done it, where they've had like the power-ups based on old writers. And that's a great way to bring in the old series.
Yeah, a little nod in the back, like so that you could be like, hey, remember this? Yes. We still do.
We do.
We remember it for you, so that you never have to remember it. You just have to live it.
Well, that's what Kamen Rider Zeo is. Well, there was 2 at the end of the Heisei, the first half of the Heisei generations. They came out with the show called the Rider Decade, which basically went through time, going through all the other riders before him. And it was very heavily based on, like all his power-ups were basically, he transformed into the other riders to harness their abilities. And they did that again with most recently, that's going on right now, Zeo, which is featuring all him time traveling and meeting all these old riders and stuff. And it's great. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's great stuff.
No, it is. Listen, I'm laughing because it's whimsy. You know, like, there you go. Like, it's one of those things where you're just like, yeah, whimsy.
And actually, if you... oh, boy, excuse me. There is, if you like a little bit grittier, a bit more intense of a story, that's nothing... These are all shows are made for kids, by the way. If you want an adult Kamen Rider, you look for Kamen Rider Amazons.
Okay.
Now,
Kamen Rider Amazons.
So, to give you a little backstory, there was a Kamen Rider Amazon, which was in the Showa era, which was basically, it was a guy that was living in the rainforests, who was basically infected with the Amazon virus, which was basically
the Amazon virus. Is that the one where you're forced to only shop at one retailer?
Yeah, an online one that gives you prime deals, I guess you would say.
Oh gosh.
So
I hope Jeff Bezos doesn't hunt us down for sport.
No. Hey, I can run and hide pretty well. Trust me on that. He would have a fun time trying to hunt me. But basically, the Amazon virus turns you into an animal, and you basically turn into a cannibal, basically. You eat humans to survive. Because the Amazon virus, basically, you need to feed yourself with protein, so you can get by it with eating, like eggs or burgers or meat in general. But usually people infected with the Amazon virus tend to, run out of options and eat people, and then they transform into monsters, and then that's all they can eat. Because once you get a taste for blood, that's it.
Oh, so it's like Wendigo rules over there.
Basically. Now, the original series of Amazon it was more funny, more comical than anything.
I like it. Oh, it wasn't like cannibalism. It's funny.
Well, no. They lightly touch upon certain things like that. But Amazons, plural, is so hardcore. Oh, they go into it is great because it is bloody, it is violent, it is gory, it is amazing. You get people getting cut in half in that. It is amazing.
Oof.
Oh, it is so good. It is such an intense series. And it's very, very well written too. It's not just like a blood and gore fest. Like, the writing behind it is great, and they expand on a lot of ideas about the Amazon virus. And I cried oh god, it's one of the few writers that actually made me cry. So
it's a series where they do it. It's geared for kids mainly, but then they do have adult variants. So I guess because it's been around since like the 70s, they realized that their audience eventually grew up and didn't want to like stop being fans.
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, the first season it actually premiered on Japan's version of Amazon Prime. Like they have all those special shows and stuff. The first season of Amazon's is actually on there. And oh boy.
Cool.
Oh, it is intense. And it's only like 13 episodes.
All right, well, I'll have to try that. That seems interesting.
That one is a great one. Oh my god! And there's 2 seasons of it. So, boy, God, I'm just remembering that. I really don't want to spoil it for you because you will. I really think you should watch it because you would love it. It is so good.
Oh, well, I'll have to try that one out. But yeah.
Yeah, that and then X8 is another great one. God, I love X8. But there's a certain thing that happens when you watch Kamen Rider, and I'm hoping, because I've had my buddy Burley watch Kamen Rider, and he's gone the same thing. When you watch it, you want to get one of the belts, and you want to do that henshin.
You know what? I have to admit, I've always liked the whole henshin thing from Beautiful Joe. Have you ever played that one from Capcom?
Yes, Beautiful Joe's great.
Yeah.
And that is a prime example of Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
It's so good. And that's my addiction. I've got so many. How many belts do I've got? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think Egg's got 6. Oh, and the other cool thing, not all riders are based on belts. Like there's certain riders that actually use other mechanics to henshin. Like one of them has a bracer, like on his wrist. One of them uses a gun.
So what does the gun one do? Because that seems like that would be OP. Just be like, henshin shoots them in the face.
Well, no. What it is there's actually a few that use guns, quote unquote, to henshin, but the most recent one is he's not technically a rider, but he is a rider. Night Rogue in Kamen Rider Build. He is the evil guy, and basically he has a gun which you basically like bottom load a cartridge into the gun to transform, but the cartridge is a quote unquote full bottle, which is the essence of something. For him, it's a bat. So he locks it into the bottom of the gun and he fires it off and he transforms into Night Rogue. Technically, he is not a rider because it is not a rider-based system. It is a mock rider system, which is kind of confusing, but it makes sense in the show if you watch it. And then there's another gun, the Nebula Steam gun, which is basically another 2 people used to transform into offshoots of like Night Rogue. They're not riders, but they're basically riders, even though they're not, but they are. It's weird like that. And then one of them uses a bracer, another uses like a oh yeah, one of them uses a cane.
Do they have a bowler?
No. I'm thinking of the Super Sentai. That's someone in there uses a cane. Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of stuff like that. It's really cool. That's why I love Kamen Rider, because they keep.
So do they also do like the romance story arcs and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. There's subtle tones. There's a little bit of romance. X8 had this weird Oedipus complex thing with, spoiler, Poppy actually being Dan's mom who died from a bugster. And it's this weird thing sometimes.
Wait, I'm sorry. The main character had an Oedipus thing?
No. Okay, so Dan, evil Dan, had an Oedipus complex because it's not really, but he basically, Poppy was a bugster who actually came out, like she killed Dan's mom to get out, but she didn't know she did. Like it was like wiped from her memory because of reasons in Deus Ex Machina.
I feel like that would be an awkward conversation too. Be like, so I found out you murdered someone. No.
Well, no. Well,
yeah, no, you did. It was all, it's pretty awkward. Like, just imagine that being dropped on you.
It's not good.
No, that's not a good time. That's not a good time for anyone.
She has this traumatic thing. It's like, wait a minute, why do I have all these memories of this little kid and all this stuff? And then it's like, Dan's like, why do you look familiar? And all this stuff. And they keep having these things. And it's like, oh my God, I'm your mother. That's why. Oh no. And it's like, oh, that's why I got kind of feelings for you, because you're my mom. And
was this season written in mind for George R.R. Martin?
No, it was just weird. It really didn't lead anywhere. It was just kind of this weird thing that kind of turned Dan more good, but then he turned back evil and then good and then evil again. Dan is flip-flopping like a motherfucker.
Dan seems he seems like a fish, just flipping and flopping all over.
He's so good. Oh my God. When you watch X-A, you'll love the fact that he is so over the top evil, so you hate him so much, but you love him because you hate him so much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
No, you sound like you do love it, which is good. You want to love it. You want to
That
love
was
everything about it.
That was my favorite series. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all good. I mean, I haven't seen them all. I'll be honest. I've seen maybe more than half or half. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about half. I'll say I've seen about half of them.
Yeah.
But X8 is by far my favorite. Gaim was a great. Oh my god! If you want another great story, Gaim was basically a manga series, and it was so well written. The story was just so good in that one.
Okay.
Oh my god, that one we'll save for another time because that has so many layers, and oh my god. Basically, that one's. I'm going to give you the light overview. Gaim is based around fruit and shoguns.
That's a oddly specific combination.
And locks. And locks, I should say. Yeah.
Wait, when you say locks, do you mean like warlocks or like key locks?
Padlocks.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All the riders have their own gimmick. So X8 was the Geshots.
So okay, so every rider has their own gimmick. I got that. So how many series have there been in total? If you have to round it, if you don't know.
No, I have the number.
Oh yeah.
So in the Heisei era, there's currently 20 series. In the Showa, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the Showa era.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a few one-offs in movies. There's Amazon's G, Next, First, J, Z-O, or Zo, and then Shin, which were all like movies and stuff. Oh my god. And
all right. So that's like clearly almost 40. A little over 40. Right.
Yeah.
When do they run out of stuff to like I'm waiting and hear me out. Like, would you watch this? I'm gonna pitch a Kamen Rider right now.
Okay, please, and let's see if it actually exists.
All right. Janitors. But their things are different janitorial tools, like a mop.
Okay, they can make that work.
I know they could!
You know they can make that work.
I know! And people would still watch it, I bet.
Okay, so one of the more random riders was Kamen Rider G, which was a 30-minute special. And Kamen Rider G was basically a sommelier.
Okay. What
and
is
his
that?
henchman, a sommelier is a wine expert.
Oh, okay. No, I've never heard that term. Okay.
Oh, okay. He's a wine expert, and his basic henshin is he takes a bottle, sticks it into his belt, and it's basically like one of those crank bottle openers where it's got the two wings.
Oh,
it's great.
That sounds amazing. That sounds so stupid. I love it.
It's great, and it was just a one-off series. It was supposed to be a promotion for something. It was great.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So I'm telling right now, I have to actually write that idea down because I like this for a parody. Hold on.
What? The janitor?
Well, no. Well, yeah, we could do the.
The other interesting thing is, you know how they brought Power Rangers or Super Sentai over to America?
Yeah.
They actually brought Kamen Rider over twice.
Yeah, I recall them trying to.
You remember Saban's Masked Rider?
Yeah, but it never really took over here.
Nope. Masked Rider was based off Kamen Rider Black RX, and I think you would have remembered because you're still in that time. You and me are about the same time era where they had that Power Rangers crossover, and they have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles over there too. Do you remember any of that?
I think so.
Yeah, it did.
It was called Masked Rider X?
No, Masked Rider. It was just Saban's Masked Rider.
That was, American adaptation.
Yep.
When was that around?
That was during the Power Rangers. That was...
Yeah, 95.
Yeah.
You know, like, I wonder if they just... Because it's one of those things where, you know, like something that doesn't take, like, 20 years ago, but now everything is so big. You could imagine if they try and bring it over again, would it work?
Okay. You want to know the answer to that? They brought over... They did another called Kamen Rider Dragon Knight.
Yeah.
And this was in, I believe it was in Canada. Hold on. Daytime Emmy Award winner nominated since 12 installment series. Sneak peeks. Officially broadcast and played throughout the year. The show first aired in the United States on the CW television network during CW4 Kids.
What did I say? What did I fucking say? Like 2 hours ago.
2009.
Oh my god.
I forgot it was on the CW.
Oh god. Vindication.
Okay, you've been vindicated. Okay.
Oh, yes. It's totally worth it.
Forgot about that entirely.
Oh,
but it didn't take. It didn't take because the show was utter garbage. Because have you seen recent Power Rangers?
No, I haven't. No. Is it bad?
It's terrible. And the acting in this, terrible. Dragon Knight was based off of Kamen Rider Ryuki, which was based around what was it? It was Ryuki was himself a dragon, but it was based off of the Mirror World 13 Kamen Riders. They made contracts with monsters from the mysterious Mirror World, a parallel world opposite to the real one, in which only the Kamen Riders can exist. Riders draw on their monster's strength in exchange for feeding them the life force of the creatures they destroy. So yeah, basically they all have like these spirit animals and they harness their powers and they use advent cards and all that stuff. But it's utter garbage because after we're done with this, I'll show you the opening clip from Dragon Knight. It is garbage and it looks like a student film. I'm not even kidding. It is bad.
And you wonder, is it the network that just has no faith? Like, just try and take the gamble and see if it works? Because, like, it's really not hard. We've just talked about Kamen Rider for an hour and a half, and now I really want to check some of this out. It seems like a lot of fun. But, like, all you have to do is go to someone who actually watched the damn show and be like, this is what we need to do.
Like, again, if you, like, there is a Kamen Rider for everybody. Like, yeah. I'm not even joking. If you, give me a topic. Like, what do you love?
Well, I do love video games, but
okay.
Also, I like books. Is there something book themed?
Ooh, there is no book. Ooh, what?
And the gears turn in his head with that, like, that honestly sounded like hinges.
There isn't a book themed one yet because but there is certain people that utilize books, but they don't utilize them in like their Kamen Rider forms.
Cards. I like card games.
Okay, there's a bunch. Decade is one of them because Decade uses Rider cards to transform. What was it? Blade uses cards. Ryuki uses cards.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cards. Card riders. Decade would be the hands down card rider, I would definitely say. Because all his attacks are based off cards. He has attack cards, transformation cards, different form cards. He's great. And his basically basic ultimate final form is a tablet. Yeah.
All right.
So we've got a bug, a dragon, cell phones, like playing cards, Japanese onis, bugs and robots, trains, vampires. Then that's Decade. Then we've got hard-hitting crime drama.
There's a crime drama version of this?
It's O's. He's Double. Double is a gritty detective drama, which is one of Egg's favorite series. Basically, it's two guys that form into one rider, and one of them's a detective and one of them is a book nerd, and they basically solve crimes while trying to gather all these Gaia memories and stuff. It's great.
It does sound. It sounds like Firestorm, kind of like, which is
basically yes, because it's basically a writer split down the middle, and it's like one of them. They both inhabit the one body, but one of them basically passes out, and their consciousness goes in to the one writer, and it's great.
Yeah.
Then we got O's, which was, how should I say that? It was based off of coins and animals. Forze was the space one with the astrological signs and stuff.
That would seem, I love like astrology, not like the actual stuff, just like the concept of the 12 signs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you do a theme with that, it's usually fun.
Well, Forze is a slice of life school drama too, so that's great too.
There's a slice of life school drama one
where the kids are basically fighting off these evil space things, and these space Zodiac alien kind of things, and they're harnessing Space Force to create these switches, which Forze uses to power himself up and all that stuff. That's a great one. I never saw it, but Ed loves it. We got Wizard, which is all based magic stuff, like straight up magic. It's great.
Oh my god! Wow.
And that was based off of rings too. Magic and rings.
I love magic rings. Actually, that's one of my favorite things to have in D&D.
Okay, then you gotta watch Wizard too, because all his transformations and all his powers come off of rings.
I like that.
And the best part, and you'll appreciate this, the driver says please. And you want to know why please?
Why please? It's
the magic word.
Wow. Wow. I'm mad I didn't even think of that. I'm mad.
It's so good. I didn't think about it too. I was like, why is it says driver on, please? Why does it say please for everything? Because it's the magic word. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Why does that make so much sense?
It reminds me of those I was today old things, the meme.
Oh, I hate those so much. I hate those so much. Oh, I got a little bit of vodka left. Hold on. A little bit in the cup left. I missed some. Oh, God, that's good.
Oh, yeah. So the I was today years old thing, because you gave me one, now I have to give you one. I was today's years old when I realized the Krusty Krab was actually a crab trap.
I knew it was a crab trap from the beginning, though.
I didn't, because I don't ever engage with seafood. So there you go.
You didn't know this? Well, I was very much in the. I've been with food for like a lot of my life, so I knew.
I think we've all been with food all of our lives.
No. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I know. Oh, god damn it.
I'm pretty sure we have all made it this far by eating every day.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I went through this period about 10 years where I was just like, nah, I don't want food anymore. I'm good. I'm not going to do that food thing or eating thing for a while. Didn't do so well. Kind of died, but I'm better now.
Yeah, no, you're back from the cloud.
Yeah, I'm back from the cloud. Oh my god, what else do we have? I told you about Gaim. Gaim was the locks and the fruit.
Yeah.
Drive was another one. Drive was a great one.
Is Drive about cars? Do they have a car
one?
Yes!
Yes! Because Drive is a cop drama, which basically utilizes quote-unquote shift cars, which are a little like Hot Wheels, that he uses to transform.
Okay, I love that.
And the interesting thing is, the other, I forgot about this too. A main motif with riders is that they all ride motorcycles.
Okay.
Like the first
you
rider.
You have to be edgy and cool, so motorcycles.
Well, exactly, because that was the thing. It's like when the first rider came out, it's like he's riding a motorcycle. He's cool. Those were really cool back in the day. There is a few riders that actually don't have motorcycles. One of them being Drive, who actually has a car, which is awesome. The Trideron, which is the name of the car, is great. It's this like sports car kind of thing, and it transforms, and it's great. Yeah. It's awesome. I love it. And the other one that actually doesn't have a bike is Black RX. He's actually got this nice little car thing.
Okay.
It's literally the Black RX mobile. It looks like the Batmobile. It's great because it's got like the 2 seats and a little fin in the middle. It's awesome. I told you about Ghost. Ghost was the him being dead and harnessing the icons. Xaid. Oh god, and then there was Build. Build was the last series. Build was a genius with amnesia, harnessing the powers of the quote-unquote full bottles, which held the essence of organic and inorganic things, like a rabbit and a tank, combining them to form one rider, which he used to beat evil and try and figure out why Japan is being split up by these sky walls that came up out of the ground and is separating the country. It's weird. It's a good show, though.
No, all of it sounds really interesting, and I never really gave it a fair shake because, being honest, I grew out of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Not to say, like, people who still go into it, and especially people who are into it heavily, that's a bad thing. It's just sometimes, we as humans, we just kind of grow out of it. We just, like, it's not my thing anymore. And that was me in Power Rangers, so, like, the mindset for that is similar to Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. But now that I'm older and I just need to laugh more, I'm like, yeah, let me check this out. Especially, writing stuff. Some of the ideas you were telling me, I was like, oh, I could write a good parody of this.
There was a time when I did the same thing. I fell out of Power Rangers. Like, when did you stop Power Rangers? Do you remember the season or the series?
Like, literally after the first one. I was like 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was, okay. I was in it for a while because I remember when it was, I think the last one I watched was Power Rangers in Space.
Yeah.
Like, there was, like, I was in it for a while. And then I was just like, I grew out of it because of school and stuff. And
exactly.
Like,
you get other interests and stuff like that.
And it was kind of funny how I actually got back into Kamen Rider was... I was watching some Let's Play or something like that, and they were talking about their trip to Japan, and they did a vlog, and they went to a Kamen Rider cafe. And I was like, oh, what is this? I think I've seen stuff like this before. And they were playing awesome... Oh, Kamen Rider cafes are the best. Yeah. Oh my god, it is the best place in the world because they have all the toys, all the figures. The place looks decorated like the... evil, like, Shocker lair, and the Shocker is this evil organization that has been through Kamen Rider from the beginning. Is this evil organization, but that's neither here nor there. The cafe was great. So they were on this trip to Japan and they were talking about it, and they were playing this catchy music. I was like, what is this catchy music? So I looked it up and it's like, oh, this is from that Kamen Rider O's. It's great music. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll check out the series. So I watched O's, and I was like, this is great. Why haven't I been watching this?
And then an addiction was created.
Oh, it started. It started with O's. It was great.
No, and so, like, just because someone gets out of something doesn't diminish its value. Like, this is great. I definitely want to check one of them out. I'm assuming they're all subbed.
Yes. There's sites where it can lead you to. I can get you. I'll show you the places where you can watch them. They're subbed, not dubbed. Thank God for that. Jesus. But yes, there's good subtitles. You can watch them as long as you don't mind reading. Because I've had people. I was trying to get my other friend into watching it, but it was
I'm a writer. Subs. I'm a writer, so if I mind reading, that's problematic.
Exactly. Well, you know what I'm saying. It's just like I had a friend that wanted to watch it, but it was just like, ew, subs.
Well,
ugh.
No, Bat can't do subs like at all because
can't do subs.
She's dyslexic.
Oh, okay.
So it's really rough for her.
Right.
I'm constantly rewinding.
Yeah, that would do it. Yeah. Okay. But that's okay. You still enjoy the pretty colors and lights and explosions.
Yeah, and the sparks where blood should be. Right,
well, that's the other thing. Like I said, they do actually show blood in a children's show, which is awesome. Like, you actually have, like, if the hero gets beaten up really bad, he will have the little blood down his cheek and stuff, and like bruised up and stuff. And it's actually come on, guys, why aren't you showing this? Why aren't kids shows in America like this? Kids know what blood is.
Because if children see blood in an American show, it will make them rabid, and they will attack their parents, and we will just have a complete dystopia. And these multinational corporations are definitely trying to save us from that outcome. I don't know.
It's the same.
It's so funny because Disney, you can show like your parent being brutally fucking murdered or something, and then
Lion King, yes,
yes, and then
have what was it in Notre Dame? You can have the priest talking about sexual thoughts in a song.
I know, and
that's fine.
In any of these, and forget about Secret of Nim.
Oh God,
I know,
oh
but
my God.
The lesson is, if it has a happy ending, which all of these things seem to do, because they're geared for kids just, they want to see the heroes win, then it's going to be, like, they'll be like, yeah, who cares about who died and who's still trapped in their souls in the cloud? The bad guy lost. And the adults are like...
Oh, get him!
And then
that's okay.
And then, the adults watching with them are like, holy fucking shit, that's a mess.
Oh, there's some dark ending. There's been some dark turns in writer history. Like, oh my
God.
God.
No, I can imagine. Okay, so writers do that all the time. You ever see Gravity Falls? Like, the ending of that series. The ending of that series is pretty fucked. We'll talk about it someday on the podcast.
Yeah.
Gravity Falls is great. But, like, writers do that shit all the time because when you're writing for kids, you're just like, I gotta throw in a joke or something here that'll make the adults laugh.
Somebody threw a pie.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so I feel like we're gonna get to more Kamen Rider stuff in the future because you seem to be an expert on that. So I will save this other half of the vodka for the next time you want to talk about Kamen Rider. Which one did we talk about? Because I'm really bad with Japanese names. Which one?
No, that's okay. We talked about Xaid. A majority of it was Xaid.
Xaid, like arcade.
-aid. No, like EX like programming, and aid like medical aid.
Oh, okay. Oh, because I thought it was like arcade. Like
nope.
Things to play. Okay. Xaid.
X EX-aid. Because he's a doctor and it's video games. Yeah.
It's two things that you wouldn't think work.
Oh, but it's so good.
All right, so what I have learned about Kamen Rider.
What have you learned?
Is that cross promotion is not only there but encouraged.
Yeah.
Never trust anyone named Dan.
Yep.
Never trust anyone who is a corporate figure if they lick their lips too much. There has to be an appropriate level of lip licking, or else you are just evil.
Yep.
Cartridges go in your belt and only your belt.
Yep. Well, okay, that can be because some of the shots people jab into themselves to infect them with the virus, but that's...
And invincibility can trump time. That's what we learn.
Yeah. So if you're invincible, time is not a factor.
Oh, God. Oh, and to beat the boss, you have to go chibi.
Yes.
Chibi or bust.
Yeah, you have to go. You have to get rid of all your power-ups and go to level 1. Yeah, try that against Sephiroth.
So I definitely want to check this out now that I know about it because it seems funny that apparently this is. I'm looking up a little bit now. It's number 27 of the Heisei. So like this is.
It's the 27th series, but it's actually
18
number...
in the Heisei. Yeah.
And the Heisei. Yep.
Yeah, Heisei.
Heisei, not Heisei. Heisei.
Heisei. That's how you know I'm not like super.
You're not from the Nihon.
Yes. Right,
well, neither am I, but I'm a weeaboo.
Oh yeah, you totally are. Love you though.
Totes.
Yeah, no. that is so self-evident.
Oh, I'm proud of my weeaboo. I wear it on my shoulder like a badge of honor.
Yeah, I see it. It's blue. Oh wait, no, that's your shirt.
It's blue.
Yeah.
That's my shirt. That's the.
What is that? It's a Jurassic Park shirt?
Yeah,
They're all
it's
chibis.
like chibis, and it's from Loot Crate. So I like it.
Yeah. Now, thank you so much for joining us, Twins Play.
No problem. This
401.
is great.
I'm glad that you had fun. And we will definitely have you back to discuss more Kamen Rider. And maybe next time you can explain it to Batclam. Because,
Oh, God. Yes, I will explain it to Batclam.
Because I feel like she needs to know about this and live vicariously, since she cannot actually watch these things since they're all subbed. So you're gonna have to go
writer.
extra with her.
We'll find a good writer just for her. And we'll talk about that.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching our video. Now to give a special shout out to our sponsor tier patrons. Neji Kuma, we appreciate all the support you give to us, you keep the channel growing and the content flowing. If you want to be alerted to when we post a new video, make sure to ding that bell next to the subscribe button. If you like the content you see here, then consider tossing us a follow on twitch.tv/FierceFerrets.
And if you're really feeling the ferrety love, please consider supporting our work at patreon.com/FierceFerrets. We don't make any money here on YouTube, so we rely on the generosity of our Twitch and Patreon subs, listed in these credits here, to bring more quality entertainment to you. And you'll get some great rewards for helping out. Thanks again, friends!
And we'll see you next video.